Shiva Shiva Sarveshwaraya Shambho Shambho Yoga Yoga Yogeshwaraya Bhuta Bhuta Bhuteshwaraya Kala Kala Kaleshwaraya Shiva Shiva Sarveshwaraya Shambho Shambho Yoga Yoga Yogeshwaraya Bhuta Bhuta Bhuteshwaraya Kala Kala Kaleshwaraya Shiva Shiva Sarveshwaraya Shambho Shambho Yoga Yoga Yogeshwaraya Bhuta Bhuta Bhuteshwaraya Kala Kala Kaleshwaraya Shiva Shiva Sarveshwaraya Shambho Shambho Yoga Yoga Yogeshwaraya Bhuta Bhuta Bhuteshwaraya Kala Kala Kaleshwaraya Shiva Shiva Sarveshwaraya Shambho Shambho Yoga Yoga Yogeshwaraya Bhuta Bhuta Bhuteshwaraya Kala Kala Kaleshwaraya Shiva Shiva Sarveshwaraya Shambho Shambho Kate kanta danagata chinta vatulakintava nasti niyanta kate kanta dhanagata chinta vatulakintava nasti niyanta trijagati sajjana sangati rekha trijagati sajjana sangati rekha bhavati bhavarnava tarane nauka bhavati bhavarnava tarane nauka Please open your eyes. Namaskaram to everyone. Well, I think most of you probably are better informed than me about the corona updates because you must be glued to the online information and the television sets. And many of you are becoming experts in virology, reading all kinds of stuff about the virus. Well, if you have a subject interest in virology, this is not the time to do it. There are already experts in the field, that is enough. We just have to follow instructions. If you want to pursue the subject, you can do it later after this viral phase in the world is over. Probably your interest is not virology. Whatever is going viral, you're a part of that. That's exactly what social distancing means, that we don't make things, anything go viral. This is important. Well, it's taking its toll. I think in the last 24 hours, nearly 3,000 people have become victims of this across the world, particularly Spain, United States is beginning to build up, UK, a prime minister, a prince, a minister, a finance minister of one of the German states has committed suicide, not able to handle the stress of what is happening around him. Well, this is the negative picture. But this is not the way it should happen. This should happen out of conscious human action. But the world is more silent, quieter, all the machines are off. Human beings are beginning to look at what is this all about? What were we racing for? All these questions are coming up, which is very good. I'm sure all the other creatures are happy. I can see that in many places, animals are on the streets, wild animals, they're beginning to think that you are gone and the world is once again, they're thinking, let's make the planet great again. The human virus seems to be gone. Virus has a virulent way of living where it causes damage to the very host who houses it. This is not very far away from the human characteristic. The planet which hosts us, we are literally virulent life. So, not just the virus, I'm talking about the larger animals, mammals, reptiles, birds, they're all meeting and saying, let's make the planet great again. This is not to belittle people's suffering, but when there was no lockdown, it is not that people were not suffering. Every 4 minutes, there was a fracture on the road, some bone broken. Every 12 minutes, somebody lost a limb. Nobody lost a limb. I'm sure very minimal amount of fractures. Because never before in the history of humanity, maybe so many broken bones have happened as it's happened in 20th and 21st century, simply because we are moving at a faster pace than the speed for which the body is designed. So, smallest collisions, everything breaks. So, here we are, as I've repeatedly said, what life throws at you is not always your choice. What you make out of it is entirely your choice. It is this choice that we need to exercise right now and make the best of what the life has thrown at you. Because complaining people were also complaining going to work. Now that they're staying at home, now they're complaining about that also. Please don't do this. When you go to work, you go joyfully. When you cannot go to work, sit at home joyfully. Very important. Because if you can make or if you can change the quality of the world around you, it's fantastic. If you're unable to do that, at least this piece of life on this planet, at least this small part of the planet, you must keep it well. This is definitely your business. But if you're a little more inclusive, you try to make few more lives beautiful, few more situations beautiful, according to one's capability, one will go, that's all right. But the fundamental thing is, you have to keep this one wonderful, it's very important. So right now, all that's happened to a whole lot of people was, when they were going to work, they were freaking and fretting every day. And they always said it's because of the work, the demands of the work, how ugly the boss is, how bad the traffic is. We took away all those ugly things. Now you're home sweet home. Now people are saying, we want to get out, we can't stay here anymore. It's building up, it's only fourth day, already it's building up. So this is not that something is wrong with your home, this is not that something was wrong with your office either. It's just that without settling this, you're trying to do all kinds of things in the world. So whatever you do, it feels like you're at war. Just earning a living is feeling like war zone for a whole lot of people. If you send them to war, what will happen? So, people are talking about bad times. See, uncertainty is the way of life. If you do not learn how to dance upon the uncertainties of life, you will never ever live joyfully and exuberantly. From moment to moment, everything is different. Most people may not notice it simply because they're not living in this world. They're living in the concrete block of their own mind. And the only thing that people are trying to do in their mind essentially is to bring certainty to life. The very nature of the existence is it's constantly changing and it's uncertain. But you are trying to bring certainty. So essentially, you're inviting death into your life. Of course, in installments, because you don't have the courage to invite it just full-on once. Well, everybody knows this. Let me remind you again. When you were 5, 6 years of age, you were definitely a joyful and exuberant life. Slowly, your rigor mortis is setting. Your aliveness is coming down. Aliveness cannot come down with time. Oh, it's age. No, no. With age, your aliveness will not come down. Agility may come down. Physical agility may come down. Aliveness will not come down. Aliveness is coming down because you are trying to create certainty to life, when the nature of life is uncertainty. The only certain thing about your life is death. The more certainty you imagine in your mind, the less alive you become. It's just clearly visible. In almost over 90% of the faces on the planet, it's clearly visible they are doing death in installments, inviting it, because there is certainty to death. And death is very safe, because once you're dead, nothing happens to you. A whole lot of people come and their request is, Sadhguru, please bless us, nothing should happen. Arey, what kind of blessing? This is the blessing of death. Only in death nothing will happen. If you're alive, anything can happen. My blessing is, let everything that is life happen to you. Because if it doesn't happen now, when? When will it happen? This, that it may happen somewhere else, has entered people's minds because the religions of the world have created this. In my opinion, the greatest crime that's been done to humanity is the idea of heaven. Just this idea that there is a better place to live than this has caused such damage to the way people live here. How wantonly we are existing here is only because there is a better place to go. If you are very sure about that, actually you should be proceeding today. All the social distancing, lockdown is all about, we don't want to go there. Let's understand this. We don't want to go there. Because nobody went there, came back and told us there is a place like this. It's been sold to you as an idea. It is a most disastrous idea and a criminal idea that there is a better place than this elsewhere. This is the place. If you do everything that you do with absolute involvement and willingness, this is your heaven. If you do it, everything that you do with resistance and lack of involvement, this will definitely feel like hell. Not because of somebody else, not because of the virus. I just now emulated just a few points of the positive dimensions of virus. There are many, many, many more. If I say too many of them, those who are suffering the lockdown will feel very insulted, so I'm trying to avoid it. Right now there's no point, because they're suffering their homes. Home, sweet home. All the time, people were talking about their loved ones. In 4 days, so much frustration with the loved ones. All the best. So the only way you can exist is that without paying attention to anything, you are just moving all the time. Then you seem to be okay because you're preoccupied with something, you seem to be okay. Now this is a good time to sit down and explore the various levels of madness that you have and work it out. When I say work it out, it's not that you have to do some psychiatric process. Simply this: what you're suffering is just your psychological drama, your drama. And you just have to realize, your drama is a very badly directed drama. If you're suffering it, everybody around you must be suffering it too. If your drama is badly directed, only you can make it a good drama, an enjoyable drama. What's happening in your mind is just your drama. You just have to become a better director of things, that your drama should happen your way. The world's drama may not happen your way, it's bigger than you, but at least what's happening in your head must happen your way. So this is a time to take charge of that. Many instruments available, and right now, a lot of things are being done in the country by the government, by the various agencies, above all, the medical professionals, the police, the forces, putting their own life to risk, they are doing many things. You don't sit at home and run your own silly drama. Just see how to get on into some action in the world without getting out of your house, maintaining distance from the people, in what way you can contribute. You can do this. Anyway, because you are not burning the calories, because today this is the language. You are not burning the calories, you can reduce the number of calories that you're consuming, and if you miss one meal, at least that much you can donate for somebody who doesn't have anything, who doesn't have a livelihood today, because there are so many people who've fallen into those cracks. Though a massive economic plan has been unleashed by the government, still there are groups of people who are not served by anything and they fall in the cracks. You can contribute to that. You will have the pleasure of seeing that you've gotten into shape, and also the joy of having served somebody. Do something, don't sit and crib about everything, okay? If you crib about this 3 weeks, then for next 3 years you must work without a weekend, because I think you must be enjoying your work so much that without a break you must work, either this or that. Both if you suffer, what to do? You are not suffering your work, you're not suffering the break, you're suffering the nature of your own mind. It's time to fix it. Question?
Sadhguru, the first question is from the Bangalore chapter of Isha Insight Alumni. Namaskaram Sadhguru. I am an entrepreneur from Bangalore. The challenge me and other business leaders are facing is how to preserve the business without causing much damage to the human part. Anything we do to preserve or protect the business is adversely impacting people like the employees, the customers or the vendors. How can we manage this situation?
Well, as I've already said and everybody around the world is saying, we will take a certain amount of economic beating, no question about that. Individuals, businesses, small businesses, large businesses, institutions, as a part of the work that we are engaging along with the state government, this is costing us a lot of money. Well, we have to go on a fundraising drive because all the revenue has stopped, but the expenses have increased because we have taken up various things along with the state government. If situations go out of hand in terms of how it spreads, our expenses will mount much more. So the Bangalore business must see how to raise some funds for us because there's work to do. To keep your mind off something that you cannot do right now. Right now, there is a lockdown. Depending upon the type of business, some of you may be operating at a minimal level, many others might have just closed down completely. Whatever it is, we have to do. In 3 weeks' time, businesses need not die. Don't exaggerate this. And above all, a whole lot of things that have negative economic impact is happening because of human sentiment more than the reality. 3 weeks of no business need not kill all the businesses in the world, it's not true. It's the sentiment, the fear which is doing it. Just hold on. Nothing will happen in 3 weeks. Businesses which are built over years are not going to just collapse and vanish in 3 weeks' time. That's not going to happen. It is the panic which may do it. So, I'm not here to advise you how to run your business because depending upon the nature of your business and the nature of engagement people have, whether it is workable from home or you have to get onto the field, we don't know. But we are trying to encourage the farm activity because if the farmers do not do the necessary activity that they need to do in the pre-monsoon time, then the nation may suffer the whole year. So, they have to do because farm activity anyway there is social distancing, there is distance generally, but making them aware to consciously keep that distance. So, what is the nature of your business, accordingly you should go. But more than anything, right now for these 3 weeks, it's best to go by the directive of the government and see how you can make a difference in wherever you live, wherever you are. If you don't know how to do it, organizations like Isha, many other things and Prime Minister's Fund, various things are there for you to contribute and see that something happens. Well, having said that, the economic cost could be substantial for a lot of people. It will be for the nation, for the global economy, and for individual economics. It will be a hit. We have to endure that. But the most important thing, as I have been repeatedly saying, is the Bangalore people stay alive. Staying alive is the most fundamental thing right now. Well, one positive thing about this is, if you look at the percentage of fatalities for the number of people infected, it is not beyond control kind of situation. The influenza and the common flus have actually killed more people. In 2017, 2018, in the US, influenza, 44 million people were infected. Over 60,000 people died, out of which over 50,000 people were over 75 years of age. When we look at this, these every year happenings of influenza or common flus as they call it, have been functioning just about the same way as the corona, but this corona is not respecting national boundaries and it's going around the world. But otherwise, within nations, such things have happened repeatedly and the fatalities have been much more than this. Now a whole lot of people are recovering and coming out of it. This doesn't mean we must slacken our vigil. It's important that we maintain this lockdown, this social distancing, this self-discipline of staying away from each other. This must continue, but don't paint such a negative picture in your mind. 3 weeks of break, the businesses should come back with renewed energy because you've been rested for 3 weeks. Rest is the basis of all activity. Your machines are rested, your men and women are rested. Rest your brains also a little bit. And when you come out of this after 3 weeks, well, we can put everything back on rails, it's possible. We have come out of all kinds of situations. This is not going to end the world in any way, but conducting this responsibly, limiting fatalities in every society is the most important thing. So you first of all take a commitment that you will not die, and take a commitment, people around you that you know and you can see should not die. If everybody does this, we will pass through this 3-4 weeks, 5 weeks, whatever. We will pass through this, we will be back on track, businesses will be back on track, economy will be back on track. We may be just little behind. Being behind somebody else, don't make it such a big fuss. There's something called as slipstreaming in… when you know, when people race motorcycles or even cars, if you go close enough behind the leading vehicle, you get sucked in because it creates a certain amount of vacuum and with less power you can go as fast as that one because it's sucking you in, this simple aerodynamics. So, being behind somebody is not such a bad thing for a little bit of time. It's all right. Don't be so pent up about somebody is ahead of you in these 3 weeks. It doesn't matter. You staying alive, coming out of this healthy and well, and making sure your business does the same thing and the nation does the same thing is most important. So let's make that happen. Not enough time for one more question, I think. Okay.
Sadhguru, the next question is from Roshni. Namaskaram, Sadhguru. I always thought that I can spend my whole life binging shows on Netflix. But in the last few days of lockdown, I am totally bored of everything on internet. I heard you say in one
I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I didn't know it takes 4 days to get bored of that.
I heard you say in one of the talks, boredom is not existential. Can you please give me some clarity on this and how to handle the boredom?
Because you're a Netflix fan and because it runs in a kind of endless serial, so we'll handle this question also in a serial mode. Next episode tomorrow.